Jason Salas.
All right, welcome back. We are talking about wrestling this week, and I have Joey Lopez, the three-time gold medalist at the Oceania Championships. Joey, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, great performance by you at the Oceania Championships. Like I said, you took home a trifecta of gold medals, but this is actually part of a much bigger goal for yourself, so tell me about that.
Well, it was a great tournament. Kudos to Malcolm Manabusin, Tony Aquino and company. They threw a great tournament. Elevated mat on a brand new mat at UOG. I mean, it was just awesome. But I mean, this kind of, for me, this is my first step, in the year preparing for the World Championships. It's your Continental Championship before you move on to advance to the World Championship, and then all the tournaments in between.
Mm-hmm. Now, what is the difference typically between those of us who grow up here and we've got typical Guamanian physique, maybe between 5'5" and maybe like 5'11", and then even for your weight class though, you're going up against people that may not be physiologically the same, even though they're of the same weight and everything. Right. So what are you expecting in terms of their reach or their?
Well, everyone is always used to saying, man, those guys are so big, and at that weight class where you have professional athletes, and these guys, I mean, where cutting weight is a science, mm-hmm. Where it could be a profession almost. You get some really big guys on there, really strong guys. As far as size matchups, I feel I rank pretty well, against some good guys out there. But things where we lack, I feel, is partners. The amount of our wrestling community here in Guam is very small. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, the allure of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and mixed martial arts take a lot of the young talent that way versus staying on that path of wrestling.
And that's funny because you actually took a couple of years off from a wrestling career that was very promising in the beginning to do things like jiu-jitsu and MMA and like maybe make yourself a more well-rounded athlete. Now you got back into it and like you're aiming for the 2016 games in Rio.
Yeah, 2012 I came up short for 2012 in London. It was but no time wasted. I was right back in the gym when I got back from Morocco for that qualifier. But it's tough. It's a lot of, very blessed to have a great support system, family and friends that, care enough to support my dream and, just do everything that they can to support it.
Mm-hmm. How does a freestyle wrestler, not maybe just maintain, like physical traits, like, like weight and like body type, but also your mindset, because you're working on like a 4, 5, 6 year plan. Like, how do you keep yourself motivated and how do you keep yourself, in shape?
It's really tough. It is extremely tough. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of lonely nights. Watching film. Between me and my brother, who's one of my main partners. We spend so much time, beating each other up on the mat. In weight rooms. Watching YouTube videos, watching film, trying to analyze. It's a lot of sacrifice. You're giving up a lot, countless barbecues and birthday parties where, you're just kind of watching everybody eat and enjoy themselves, It'll mess with your head a little bit, but you just got to tell yourself that, this is something you really want.
Now, some athletes actually, especially some guys in the NBA, they say, all my life I've dreamed about holding the trophy at the end of the season and making sure I'm a champion. Other people say, I'm not even going to think about that because I'm not worthy, but I'm going to work until I get to that point. Do you actually think of walking along in the Parade of Nations in the 2016 games and possibly holding the flag, or do you say, I'm going to wait till it happens? Just continue to work.
I'm a firm believer, and if you want it, you got to think about it. You have to think about it so much to where it's almost like a sickness, And I mean, for me, all medals and belts aside, I want to bring my mom home the flowers. Mm-hmm. I want to bring her home the flowers, for my parents, and for me that means a lot, and it's really tough, and but I think about it every day. Mm-hmm. I don't hang out with this group and I don't hang out with that person, and you kind of just really isolate yourself. You almost become so engulfed in it that it just kind of takes over, and it's all I think about.
Well, no better motivation than from all our Joey. All right, Guam's so behind you always, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, stay tuned because we will be back right after this.
Time out with Jason Salas.